Welcome to section 5 of Unit 2. Section 5 is titled Organization of Units and Lessons in an Integrated Way. Let's look at the objectives. There are 3 objectives we have formulated. 1. Identify at least 3 main ways that units and lessons can be organized in an integrated manner. Identify at least 1 way of organizing units and lessons in an integrated way. Then state at least 2 rules that it should guide teacher in selecting a problem for either a unit or lesson. I hope you enjoyed this session as well. There are 3 main ways teachers typically organize social studies units and lessons. So social studies can be organized based on topics or themes, or based on fundamental questions, asking questions, or through problems. How are social studies organized through topics and themes? Courses are often organized along academic disciplines, for example, geography, history, mathematics, and so on. And you agree with me that teachers mostly find it very important to plan their lessons or units around topics. For example, when you pick the SHS, any SHS syllabus, teachers who teach history may formulate or may organize their topics around 1. Slave trade in Ghana, nationalist movement in Ghana, the golden stool of Asante, constitutionalism, the rule of law, and the cooperation among nations. Sometimes we can organize social studies units and lessons by asking some fundamental questions. Therefore, fundamental questions can serve as the basis for organizing social studies instructions. They are those questions that persist over time, and it appears there is no solution or readily available answer. For instance, if I ask the question, who am I? Why am I here? Why am I here? Why are there such differences among people? Why do nations go to war against each other? Why are some people objects of discrimination? These and other fundamental questions cannot be answered in a simple manner and with what? Finality. Before you answer some of these questions, you may need ideas or knowledge from social science disciplines, from the natural sciences, from the humanities, to be able to provide some answers to the question. How do we also organize units and lessons in an integrated way through problems? So we can also organize our teachings around socially significant issues that confront us as human beings. So one of the main objectives of social studies is to be able to what? Understand social problems and how those problems can be resolved. So by focusing on those problems, we'll be able to what? Help draw ideas or concepts from different perspectives to be able to what? Deal with those problems. For example, we can talk about problems such as environmental pollution, violation of human rights, pollution population explosion, chieftaincy dispute. These are problems that we talk about on daily basis. How do we solve these problems? For example, environmental pollution. How do we deal with environmental pollution? You may need ideas from different folds to be able to deal with the problems of environmental pollution. Now there are rules or guidelines that we must follow if you are organizing the unit and lessons around what? Socially significant problem. One, the problem must be same real to students. You know, issues that bother adults are not issues that also worry the youth. So we must be careful about that. So we should not assume that a particular problem are important to both adults and the youth. No. What is important to we adults are not the same as the youth will see it. So by so doing, we'll be able to make the problem real. Problems that confront the young ones, problems that confront the youth are those that we should what? Concentrate on, because these problems have impact or will impact their lives. Then the second guideline is that the problem must be capable of analysis in a classroom. Some problems may not lend themselves to class discussion. Either the students do not have the necessary knowledge or do not have the facts available to them, or either because of cultural differences, they cannot discuss those issues. So we should be very particular about the kind of problems that are to be discussed in a classroom. Then the third rule or guideline is that the problem should be socially significant. The problem should be real, and the problem should affect a lot of people in our society. So problems that confront a particular person is not worth what the attention of the entire class. For example, if a student is shy and have trouble making friends, it cannot be discussed in the classroom because it is not socially significant. It doesn't affect even everybody in the class. More so, the problem of discrimination and tribalism are appropriate topics for discussion. For example, the issue about who should I marry and what should be my lifetime occupation are personal questions that affect people, but as teachers, we must find a broad base for analysis before this can be what considered as important in as part of social studies um, content. Self-assessment questions. Having looked at the organization of units and lessons in an integrated way, shall we attempt the following questions? One, identify three main ways by which you can organize social studies lessons and units in an integrated way. Explain one of the ways by which you will organize the unit or lessons of social studies course in an integrated way. 3. State any two rules that will guide you to select problem for either a unit or let's say social studies. Thank you.